This is the Simpit. I'm your host, Shaun Cole, and welcome to today's Friday edition of the Pit Stop, where you, the pit crew, you are the real star of today's show. Thank you for being here. On Twitch, I've changed the title to literally just chatting, sim racing chat, hanging out, talking sim racing. That is what we have turned the Pit Stop into. Granted, we cover the news, we cover what's going on in sim racing, but we are really here to talk about ourselves, really, more than anything else. We're here to talk about sim racing and the kind of stuff in sim racing that we care about, we, the pit crew, care about. So thank you for being here on a glorious Friday. Always thrilled for Fridays. Fridays kicks off. I mean, it's always great on Friday because everybody's in a good mood. You go to the market, people are in a good mood. People are just smiling on Fridays, right? And it kicks off the weekend. But it also, for me, kicks off the busiest time of my sim racing moments as well. Later on, I'll give you the exact details. But, tonight we have the Simpit Oval Series. I'm super pumped for that. Tomorrow we have a practice race for the Patron Appreciation Trophy race. That's going on tomorrow. In addition to that, Sunday we have our road racing, the GT... what are we in? GT3s? I'm losing my mind. GT3 series. And anyway, so I have race after race after race, fun after fun after fun. In addition to that, what a great time in sim racing. You have the release of so many new sims, new content, DLC for various different sims. The list is too long to really name them all, depending if you just cover like the last 2 weeks alone. Things are on fire. Jake Andolini, you are. Hello to your mom. Hi, Jake's mom. Thanks for watching. Anyway, it is a great time in sim racing, and it is Friday, and I'm in a really, really good mood for that reason and many other reasons. So, I'm going to bring up the stories. You guys tell me what you care about talking. Anything that we need to go into greater detail on, we certainly will. But what is going on in sim racing? That is the big question of the day. The W Series, this is the women's. This is, you had the women's Formula Series. So if anybody new to the show who doesn't know, many of the Race at Home series, all the real series became virtual, including the W Series on iRacing. And Marta Garcia has the final say at Watkins Glen. So Marta Garcia won the final race at a dramatic round 6 of the W Series Esport League to be the top scorer at Watkins Glen, where the league's top 3 each tasted victory and disappointment. There are the final points. Bietsky Visor winning the series over Irina Sidorkova, and Marta Garcia with that finished in third. So there are the top 3 in the W Series. And that is the closure of yet another stay-at-home, race-at-home series. Not sure if they're re-continuing or doing anything, or if they're getting back to real life. But, there you go. Tom. Jake, you're new to the group. Ignore Tom Jones. He's always coming out of left field. Dave Blair, welcome. Can we mention how underrated Garcia and Visor are? Well, I don't know. I mean, they finished first and third in the series. I think they're quite highly rated. You were going to suggest the entire hour dedicated to eSport. Brad, you are sick. No. Jamie Chadwick quit mid-season. Is that right? Why did she do that? Yeah, 18 points. Look at that. That's not really too cool. All right. Super Toxic asking Billy Strange Racing, who's here with us. I mentioned on Wednesday, Billy Strange Racing on YouTube has been putting all YouTube sim racing content makers to shame in the last 14 days. Speaking of a great time to be a sim racer. If you haven't, please go check out Billy Strange Racing on YouTube. And yesterday I actually sent him a personal note saying, man, your 8 minutes on NASCAR Heat 5 were perfect. It was a beautiful video. So anyway, go check out Billy. Sim Racing 604. You're here. I'm going to promote you too. If you haven't, go check out Sim Racing 604 on YouTube as well. You're not on. You're not nearly as on fire as Mr. Billy Strange, though. Yeah, Billy's working it. Oh yeah, bigger opportunity. You got to run NASCAR Heat 4.5. Well played, Toxic. All right, what else? Excuse me. Jimmy Mullis dominates eNASCAR returns to New Hampshire as eNASCAR returns to New Hampshire. I actually covered this the other day, but this is the full write-up at iRacing about the event. And there were some other posts we'll show on their Twitter page. In addition to that, Lionheart, the Lionheart Retro Series, Karam wins Retro Indy in thrilling photo finish. How is that for a finish to a race, you guys? Is that even authentic? Is that authentico? A review. Mario Kart is on my list, Viper. It's just that it's so far down the list, and newer, more important things keep coming out, so I just can't seem to get to Mario Kart. In which pick? David Clymer. Oh, yes. Good eye. Oh, man, that is a really good eye, Dave Blair. Tom Jones. Look at that. Representing the Simpit and finishing in 5th, maybe? 4th? 5th. Oh, by a nose, though. I mean, it is so close. David Clymer. Yes, well done. Authentico. Well done, David Clymer. Thank you, David Clymer. David, you are one of my most loyal Simpit. There are many. And the list of names is too long, but I want to thank you for getting that on iRacing.com. Thank you very much. There we go. All right. Yeah, true, John Hill. All right, iRacing. So Jimmy Mullis turns out back-to-back. He won the last time they were at New Hampshire. He was here we go.
Does anybody have something for Jimmy Mullis? He has dominated the second half as we come to a green-white checkered overtime finish. 2 laps to go. Mullis checks out.
Bolin going to put them 3 wide down into corner number 1. That's the battle for position number 4. Second on back,
super cool
side by side. Conti stuck
giant,
in the middle. They make it to the back straightaway.
Gonna get all the way to the white for this one to be official. 3 wide in a fight for 5th and 4th. But the battle for 2nd sees Busa pushing up on the 25 of Ottinger. He'll clear to 4. Mullis to the white flag, presented by iRacing.
Battle is for 4th on.
Oh man, I don't even think I could do an award for the most loyal Simpit fan. We have so many. Our crew has become awesome. We have so many great parts of our Simpit family here. All right, so Jake asked. Jake's new to the show, part of our Twitch community today. Thank you, Jake, for joining the crew. The feed above me, up there, what you're looking at, just to spell things out, I use 2 computers. We have 2 different streams simultaneously going. One is to YouTube, one is to Twitch. They're completely unique and different. We have different microphones for each. We have different cameras for each. Above me is the screen dedicated to our Twitch feed and our Twitch computer. And the triple screens, which is my racing setup, is dedicated to YouTube. So that's our layout and what we got. And anybody watching on Twitch sees my new Nebuchadnezzar background at the beginning of the show, which is how I feel in my little tucked-in rig here. Oh, I'm always happy to show off what we do here and tell everybody all of our tricks. Magic Mile was a fight for survival. Whoa!
Goes around, we do not get.
Their crashes are getting better in terms of looking real.
Mullis just needs to get safely through the corner. Pusa going to be too far back, and Jimmy Mullis, first win of 2020. The 46 gets it done at New Hampshire.
So if you're going to do announcer voice, are you supposed to do the twangy thing for every other word? Or are you only supposed to use it for certain moments to really hit the marks? Billy Strange, you tell me the right way. Billy Strange could be a full-time announcer on TV and get paid. iRacing also talking about the W Series. We already talked about that, so we don't have to go back. This is a little poll they had that just man, I would have liked it to have been done in a better way. This is sort of a joke, and it almost, to me, points out what we were talking about the other day on how some people take racing. But when you flash your headlights at a car racing in front of you, are you saying A, hello, friend, or B, get out of the way? Just the wording of get out of the way with the exclamation mark is sort of the wording you'd expect, actually. What am I saying? Anyway, I also want to know, like, sometimes I wonder, like, yeah, Ken, my answer is I've flashed to say hello to rivals, right? And I've used it to say get out of the way. And then, see, here's the other thing. Sometimes I've flashed hoping a car behind me would see, so he would know I'm letting him know to go by, to come through, if I'm a lapper. So I'm required to use a southern drawl when announcing NASCAR. I cannot do accents, and one reason I cannot do accents is I find even my attempt to do it is offensive. So I don't even bother. I can't do any accent. I can do Shaun Cole's California surfer drawl. That's the only accent I have. Use the front bumper to say. Oh man, Devin Booth is a fantastic announcer. Thank you, Dave Blair. He is. All right, what else from iRacing? Photo. Oh, look, we have live action of the photo.
IndyCar and the defending series champion Ryan Otis looking for his biggest win in Lionheart. They're 3 wide into turn 3, Karam to the middle. Otis gonna try to make it stick, and he does for now. Rasimus defending low. Here comes Wardlow. Malone's gonna have the run of a lifetime. It's like the Freedom 100 all over again. Karam to the inside. Here's Malone. He hits the wall. Karam down low. Rasimus. Otis. It's Sage Karam. What a finish at Indy. Sage Karam in a 3-wide battle wins the butt kicker Indy 250.
You know, it's not just that that photo. But when you also take into account the caliber of League of Lionheart and the magnitude of the racing in Lionheart and what it takes to be at the top, at the front, when you're racing against a legitimate sim racing alien by the name of Sage Karam, for this to be the outcome, that's awesome. That's awesome. All right, what else? What a save. I don't know what that is. We'll watch it. We did that when that track came out. We did that exact thing, remember? Everybody was saving like that. You had to. I believe that was Matt Malone. James C. asked this question. For those who disagree with the price and ongoing subscription costs for iRacing, how do you convince them there is good value in their investment compared to games with a one-time cost and no subscription fees? James, that's a great question. And I don't want to turn that question into an argument. And I don't need people to take the opposite side of the argument. But if you guys have things you think that makes iRacing special, you think there are things that make it different from your in-the-box, one-time cost, no subscription fee Sims, what is it? Dave Blair, you're paying for the ongoing competition. Yep, Anthony, Batman, coming in with the same answer. Competition, absolutely. Hey, Billy, there's nothing. They've already made up their mind. Well played. Yes, Tim, you could definitely argue that iRacing is more frequently updated. I don't know if you could... For all of eternity, yes. 10 years and going, right? Short term, I think others compete. TFR, I think rain is one of those things like a safety car in Formula One series that everyone asks for, and then as soon as it comes out, they turn it off. And it's completely irrelevant to all of the oval world. It is. It's all about the online competition, the ranking system. Let's not forget the hosting as well. The matchmaking. It's the competition to me is partially what you get as a result of the matchmaking and the hosting that nobody else can compare to. Is it worth the money? Yes, if it's a well-built wooden rig, it'll hold a DD1, no problem. Personal investment brings a stronger competitive feeling to it. I think that's marginal and correct. I mean, it's not a huge amount, but yes, yes. Oh, trading paint drops this week. Whether trolling or leaking seems a bit odd. I missed what you had. What was that about, TFR? Oh, rain rumors. Okay, okay. No, that's not nice. That's a good representation of the sim racing world. Hi, Thunder. I am just catching up with your chat. Forgive me, you guys. Great conversation going on. I appreciate it. Future, yeah, that's a no-brainer. I want to see the most variety possible. I love when I can drive a track I've never driven to. Yeah. If you were content with the content you had and all you paid for was the subscription, iRacing is not expensive. It's no more expensive than like an Xbox Live, I think. If you really did enough racing to get your credits back and did everything you could. Great VR. Dave Blair, that's another great point. iRacing has great VR. Scrutinizer, man, I'm doing great. It's Friday. I'm super pumped. Lots of great things going on this weekend. I'm doing great. How about you? Thank you for asking. Okay. Is iRacing too big? Do you think that all the other companies have thrown in the towel? I mean, we hear teasers at times of things, you know, you think back to Competizione, and they said something that misled or got, I'm not going to point a finger, I don't remember well enough if they misled. They said enough or things that had a good portion, myself included, the community, thinking that they were building a competition structure that in some way, shape, or form could rival iRacing. That turned out to not be true. R Factor, I think, is teasing such things as well, but we're certainly not there. You've got Sim Racing Systems, which is pulling third-party, pulling that type of a thing, but not even close to the level of iRacing, but at this point still free, I believe, right? But is iRacing, it's not just untouchable, but have others just given up? Like, hey, we're not going to be able to do it on that magnitude? Yeah, James, I think, the big problem, I think, for iRacing and people when they talk about it being outrageously expensive is I have friends who I've seen come into iRacing and they start impulse buying before they even know the layout of the land. And instead of running in some rookie series and just going with the content that it comes with, they immediately start getting that kid in the candy shop thing, and ooh, I want one of those, I want one of those, and next thing you know, they've spent a fortune, and they don't even know if it's content they're going to be using 30 days from then. You know, the biggest recommendation I can give to iRacing is to slow your roll. Man, get in there, run the base content, run on a base subscription, and figure out what you need before you buy it. Need being based on what you want to race, series or that you're going to run. 604 would go a long way, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? I don't know enough about that super toxic single nut on NASCAR. I don't know. Is that true? Yeah, well, and that's one of the things they don't do. I don't think that Jake, I don't think iRacing does a good enough job of enticing their community. It's very dry. If sim racing was a martini, there's a lot of vermouth in iRacing. Yeah, you have to buy smart unless you're just wealthy. Thank you, Scrutinizer. Yes, everyone, please like, follow, subscribe, tell a friend, send a comment, tell me what I can do better. Tell me what I do poorly in a nice way. Free testing would be brilliant, Tim. It would go a long way in selling content, I'm sure. You know, Troy, so I host races for our group, and when I'm trying to host, I usually I don't feel bad asking people to buy a track because it stays for life. But I do mind asking people to buy a car because because it might become obsolete. So that but yes, for our races, I don't mind making people buy a track to race with us, but I feel bad asking them to buy a car. Yeah, test drives would be awesome. Something they should do. Road Rally, I am printing a part for a 3D printed trophy for our Simpit Patron Trophy race coming up next Saturday. Frank Gubovics, yes, I agree. You don't own anything, you're renting it. But I'd also argue to an extent that ever since we stopped buying boxed games on a hard disk, that you almost don't own anything anymore, because it's only a matter of time before you'll be, you know, limited to single player only because they pulled the servers or something. Ivan, I missed your last comment. Let me scroll up. No problem. If you guys ever have questions or comments that you really want me to answer, please type in some question marks before, just so I can see it, even though I've been a little... I'm just trying to keep up today. Which is, again, the beginning of the show when I said it. I missed it. Hold on, let me look again. Ivan... My thing's not scrolling very well. Ivan, would you mind retyping it? I'd be happy to. I see that much easier, Tom. Thank you. Super Toxic Driver. A couple more question marks is even more noticeable. Yeah, we're hosting an oval and a road series. We host our patron races. In fact, one of my announcements today is that on Monday, Devin Booth is going to come out with his new calendar with the Dirt Rally and the Mustang series that he's doing. So we're going to have as many as 4 official Simpit series running. So we're doing our best on the league end. You're all welcome to join all of them. Yeah, I bought so many cars that I don't use or don't need. Thunder, anything draws attention. Jake, is there a way to host a race based on previous hosted content? Race and not just the Yes, in the beta UI, it'll allow you to use your last settings, and on the standard UI, it remembers, like it kind of defaults to whatever you did last. I hope that answers your question. Oh, I didn't know that, Brad, but I'm so over her. Supers. Oh, Supers talks. Super stock driver. I call you toxic, and it's super stock driver. We're doing a rally race. We're doing a rally for the next one. I'm sorry, can I keep calling you toxic? Can I give you that nickname? Would that be acceptable? Toxic stock driver? Yeah, so Devin's coming out Monday. Devin's going to make a big announcement on the pit stop for the Dirt Rally and Dirt Rally, like Dirt Rally the game series, and the iRacing Mustang series. So we're going to have 3 different iRacing series and a Dirt Rally series running officially through. Wait, Ivan, how did I miss your question again? You were between 2,400 for a podium V2 and 330 or 1,200 for the Accuforce and maybe some external Formula style rim 80/20, but don't know what wheels work for Accuforce or if you'll need an adapter. Okay, so the Accuforce, much like Bodner, Simucube, Midge, name your direct drive wheel other than Fanatic. And a stock base wheel comes with a steering shaft. That's pretty standard. And every single company that sells wheels also can get you a quick release that will go on that shaft. In all of those scenarios, almost all of those scenarios, your wheel is connected via a cord. You are no longer on a wheel that just plugs in when you plug it in like you do on a Fanatic. That is one of the pros of a Fanatic setup. However, it also does open you up to a really high-end range of wheels. And you can come in cheaper than a podium setup and have a really amazing steering wheel. And then we could argue all day long about podium or Fanatic force feedback versus the others. So, for me, now keep in mind, SimXperience Accuforce is a sponsor of the show. But I do say this, I wouldn't take sponsorship from anybody who I wouldn't more than happily race with. If I won't race it, I won't take sponsorship from it. The Accuforce gives me a fine detail that I don't get out of any other direct drive wheel, and the Accuforce is a slightly different technology in that it's not a pure servo motor. And we could argue the technology differences all day long. But your rig, if it's well built, should handle any and all of the combinations. Daniel, and that's one of the problems with iRacing. Their content isn't as... I mean, like, you look at the Assetto Corsa GT4 pack with 11 different car makes. It's taken iRacing years to build the GT3 class up to 6, and they're not even really a proper 6 from a GT3 class of real life. And they're often a year or 5 behind when it comes to peak level racing, like Formula 1 or sometimes IndyCar. Not NASCAR, though. They're very current on NASCAR and tend to stay very current on NASCAR. So you were asking if you could base a hosted race on any or previous hosteds, not just the last one. No, it only defaults to the last one. I would write down my notes so that I could repeat things. If you set up a whole season, it'll remember most of the parameters, and then you're just changing the track. If you're setting up a whole league or season. Yep, Erin and Danica, but I'm over her. Alright, I'm going to try to catch up. Takes for small time in a singular car. Thank you, Super Stock. Okay. We have a really good time racing the Mustangs, Damon. If I rarely try to obligate people to buy cars, but that would be one that one season with us will probably make it worth your while. DFGT is a great wheel. Do not take anything away from that steering wheel. That is a great wheel. That with a good set of pedals, that's a deadly combination. But there's no arguing the great feeling and effects you get with the direct drive. No, we're gonna sip. You are either toxic or super stock. I'll get it right. I agree. 604. There is not a bad DD option on the market. I mean, there are some that are more expensive, and there are some that are more reasonable. I don't think you need 30 Newton meters so you can save money. But Feel VR, not yet, not yet. Yeah, I love my Accuforce wheel. I really do. And I had a Bodner for many years, and I drive at CXE and use a Bodner there. And I've used a SimuCube. I've used all of them, really. The Accuforce, again, it's this fine detail. It's this fine detail you get about the road effects and the car that is just a little more in sync for me than the other ones. Force feedback, I think, is comparable when you talk about big hit type thing. You gonna do any of the Dirt Rally League, Shaun? I maybe PS4. Racing is one of those things that's starting to be one of my problems. The more I race, the less content I can put out other than racing. Yeah, the VRS. I'm really intrigued by that one, Cranky. The VRS Direct Force. That's a wheel I would like to test. Ivan, if you have T3A PA Pro pedals, except for I'd probably try to get the LCM now. It's $200. The DFGT is still, like, it's one of the wheels that some aliens are probably still using. It's one of the fastest turning wheels you can get with good force feedback. Just very, very light. I mean, it's like, 1 Newton meter of power, maybe 1.5. Jake, I don't know. I'm sure he uses a direct drive of some sort. I'm guessing he's using a SimuCube, probably. Yes, he was a true TSW Thomas Super Wheel advocate, myself included in that, by the way. I think anybody in the know back then had. I saved up for years. It was when I was very poor that I was getting into sim racing, and $1,000 was an obscenity for a wheel. But I saved it up and bought one. If you're a student and you are facing financial problems, there is a much cheaper route than going with the podium. And you won't be disappointed, you'll save a lot of money. And I'm not trying to take anything away from the podium. It's a great wheel. And the Fanatic family of wheel rims to put on it make it an exceptional choice. Nope, one rig. In fact, I prefer a round. Like this is kind of one of my favorite wheels to use, because this is the wheel that's just small enough that I can even Formula race on it. Makes it feel like a Formula 79, Lotus 79. And it's round enough to even NASCAR with. So this, I don't like changing things. So this is a perfect wheel option for me. But that's me. I don't change things. A lot of people do. One of our good friends of the show, Climber, he's known to have a different wheel rim. So he has a different quick release for every rim. And he uses a different wheel rim for every discipline he runs. Oh, well then it's done. You got to get rid of that. I remember. You mean that one? Or you mean... Oh, you mean my, missing the weight savings of the butterfly rim? Well, I have that 3D printed one. It weighs a bit less. This quick release is very heavy to start counting ounces, though. All right, I've caught up with chat. I'm going to move along. W Series, we already talked about that, right? Yep. All right, we're off iRacing. Great conversation, you guys. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Made my day. I believe that was the Bodner. Thank you, Jake. Thank you very much. Fujiwara, Amico, welcome to the crew. Thank you for joining us. You're very welcome, Ivan. My pleasure. All right, so Assetto Corsa, you know, they just came out with the GT4 pack. That is for the PC only. Competizione. No, you know, Bodner's done that to themselves, Faceless, by staying at a price point that is just downright ridiculous. Now, you know, the difference between a Bodner and a Simucube, and I'm not trying to take anything away from a Simucube 2, by the way. The Bodner motor is a motor that if you were in the world of manufacturing and you knew machinery, you'd immediately recognize Kohler motor as like the Ferrari or the Cadillac of the electronic motor world. It is just this, you know, German-made, best of parts, best of the best, and probably unnecessarily good for many applications and thereby very expensive. And that is where they've remained. As others have found and sourced motors that can get the job done at a cheaper price point, which is great for us in sim racing. And that's why we've had an explosion of very, very fine direct drive wheels at very reasonable prices, considering they were thousands of dollars in the beginning. Yeah, their pricing is stupid. It's stupid. When you look at like a CXE Simulations, they build high-end simulators to a clientele that wants Ferraris, Rolex watches, things that are, you know, a Rolex watch is not a better timepiece than a Casio. It's a much finer piece of machinery. It's an amazing piece of machinery compared to a Casio. But as far as a timepiece goes, no. And we're at that point in sim racing. You don't need a big, expensive Bodner for the amount of revolutions in the lifetime the motor's going to spend doing Rs. It's not spending 18 hours a day running a printing press or a conveyor belt. Oh, TSW, that was the best of the best. A custom Rolex, 500K. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Ridiculous. All right, so Assetto Corsa Competizione. The GT4 pack was exclusive for now to the PC version. I think it's next month or in a couple. It's not long until we're going to see that pack for the Xbox and the PlayStation versions of the game. But they haven't forgotten about the console side. So while we might not have shared any info on the console edition of ACC over the last few weeks, that doesn't mean we've stopped still. Rest assured, the development team have been working tirelessly behind the scenes. More info here. We're going to go to that link in a second. The Ford to Ferrari. I guess it would be a mini Midge to Bodner. Or maybe not a mini, but a Simucube to Bodner, because you could get more horsepower for less money out of the Simucube. Oh, that's awesome. Welcome both of you guys. Welcome to your family. Thank you. Come out and race with us. Platinum encrusted with diamonds. That's so gaudy and horrible. Yeah, it does look like it. In the fall. Thank you, Mike. What they've done with the Accuforce, I don't know if the price ever came down, but what they did was they parted it out. So you can now, like if you, like, I'm not using an Accuforce steering wheel at this point. I'm using their base, and I'm using their quick release. And even though it's big and heavy, I already had one, so I didn't have to buy a new one. And I put that onto my Ricmotech wheel, which is a really nice option. It's not the best. This is a Thrustmaster internal parts and shifters, but it's all been upgraded with a Momo. And it's going to be like $500 compared to, or like $600 compared to like a couple thousand for other options. But you can get their base, I think, for just like $800. Might even be less than that. What else? So, we're going to go to that link in a moment. What else? Assetto Corsa Competizione. So, yesterday, there was a patch, version 1.5, along with the GT4 pack are now out. I was just driving that yesterday. I'll talk about that in a minute. I'll show you what I did yesterday. Race without leaving the house. That's from WRTW Racing Team. That's fine. Chris spent his evenings in the GT4. Yep, we all have. 1.5 update. Sure, console news. We're going to go to that. So let's go to the console. So console update, July 2020. This is for Assetto Corsa Competizione. I'm back to provide a little update on the console edition. Here, rundown on private lobbies. More infos on that coming. Crash fixes for sign in and out during a race. Network messaging. Blah, 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 blah. Peripherals, warning screen to remind users to update their wheels firmware. Connection and stability fixes with mini wheels. That's great. That's really good. Force feedback changes for a more suited feel on console. Fixes within... Look at all this attention to the steering wheel, by the way. Fixes with the steering linearity. Road effects now affect force feedback. Stop certain views from being accessible with the keyboard. Okay. So, great to see that the consoles are getting an update, even though they've been putting a lot of their efforts, obviously, into that GT4 pack. There you go. You just got some of what's going to be in that latest update there, Tim. Black Friday. There you go. $9.99 full kit. Dennis Harris, there is nothing wrong at all. Not even worse. Let me rephrase that. The Fanatec V2.5 is a great base, and when you consider the cost of what's going on in the market, if you own one, you got a deal. Now that base has crept up to what, $599 though. So at this point, a V2.5 is almost as expensive as a base Accuforce. You want a new C8? Yeah, save that. Keep that wheel. Save up for the car. Sim Contender, I think that's one of the perks of a Fanatec podium, is that it's compatible on the PlayStation. And you put it where? Crew channel. So that was a short-lived media blitz. I'll bring it up, perhaps. All right, let's see. Dirt, the game. Where are we at? Ivan, I am not saying you have to at all. I mean, if you have a broken wheel, that changes things, right? But one thing I'm going to tell you is you can win a Simrigs. I mean, I think you can get a Logitech G920 for like $299. And you can win races all day long on that wheel. If you are a starving student, I would rather that you ate another good meal and did better in school and didn't stress yourself on finances trying to step up to a direct drive wheel. I really mean that from the bottom of my heart. If you are saving up for a C8 and you're sitting on a working wheel, there's no reason to go running out and buying a direct drive wheel. Now, if you have the means, it's worth it. If you play endless amounts of hours and you do the math on dollar per hour, it's justifiable. But, you know, no, you don't need. There are guys winning races all day on a Logitech wheel. And I mean that. A TX wheel. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you you need it at all. Not even for a second. I love mine. They are really awesome. You do not need it. You are not missing out at a level that's going to impact your ability to win and enjoy, as Debility put it. Enjoy sim racing. Even better wording. So, all right, Dirt, what a day. New trailer, new screenshots. I think we covered that on Friday, but we didn't see some of these Gymkhana photos. Well, that's not Gymkhana. That looks fun. That looks fun. That looks fun. I'm not sure about the Dayglow Tron action, but man, I like Gymkhana. I really did like the Gymkhana challenges in, was that Dirt 2? Was it Dirt 2 that had Gymkhana challenges? Heiko, but see, if you have the means and you sim race avidly, then bang for the $1 per hour, it's not a problem. Yep. So it's just a matter of, hey, if you could hold out for a birthday and, you know, the parents are down with buying one, you get a Christmas bonus. But again, you know what? I was a starving student. You know, when I raced bicycles, I could barely afford my next bike. So my whole world was racing on a budget. And I really do understand the difference between what I want and what I need to win. And if you are, you know, and I was poor. When I was racing up in Santa Cruz, I was poor. You know, we were going to like Costco and buying like 3 pounds of fettuccine in a box and like calling butter and garlic and fettuccine a meal. So at that time, buying a bike that I wanted just wasn't going to happen, or I'd have to finagle and work my way up to it. So again, I don't want to take the food off anyone's table. My bitches be calling me. Check out the new features trailer for Dirt 5. I don't think we saw this one on Wednesday. Garlic is the devil? Yeah, we watched that, didn't we? I think we commented on the music. Ford Performance posting this one. Be sure to grab your favorite Ford and check out all the new features when Dirt 5 launches October 9th for Xbox One. I gotta put that one in my calendar. October 9th is Dirt 5 launch. I have to be ready for it and not bogged down with other projects, right? Anyway, with a free next-gen upgrade confirmed. Pre-order. All garlic bread. Man, garlic bread. That is one of my favorites. Launch edition pre-order. Amplified edition pre-order. Launch edition pre-order Dirt 5 now to receive the Ford F-150 Raptor pre-runner by DeBerkey Design. And same thing with the amplified. I did not have sexual relations with that garlic bread. And that's all we have from Dirt 5. Formula 1. Wow, I'm getting hot. I need to turn the air conditioning down, guys. Or up. What do you say when you are too hot and you're turning the air conditioning to a lower temperature? Do you say turning the air conditioning up or turning the air conditioning down? Down to a lower? Up? I turn it up. I turn up the air conditioning, but I know that's backwards. Scott Hughes down. It's Friday, you guys. It's Friday. AC up, turn it down. This is the poll that we need to be taking. Forget everything else. This is the most important question of the day. Do you turn up or down your AC to make it colder? Oh, look at it. It's 50-50. I love it. I turn up my AC, meaning colder. That's just me. You can't be wrong on this one. Who would have thought this would be such a stumper? Turn up the heat, turn down the AC. That is very proper, Anthony. You turn up your Assetto Corsa. Oh, I'm going to have to work on my vernacular. Well, I had no idea this would be such a topic. I need to turn up down my AC. I'm too hot. Alright. Formula 1 the game. Patch 1.03 is now live. You can check out the notes right here. Alright, so they've done a patch. We'll look at that in a moment. We'll come back to that, though. Alright. What else? Need more information? Read yesterday's update. I think we've got that right there. Head to the Hungarian GP with us. Hop on board. Roman Grosjean's Haas F1 team for a hot lap of the Hungaroring in F1 2020. Why'd they put music over it? Why'd they put music over their hot lap? I don't get it. Alright, Formula 1 game, Mercedes AMG F1's Esteban takes us around lap of Hungaroring. So now we have another one.
Start of the lap, main straight, maximum speed, 8th gear, 100-meter board braking, very hard braking, down into 3rd gear, very tricky exit as the track falls off into the curb.
Can you turn up the AC? I mean, can you turn down the... You know, just make it freaking colder! Alright, what else? Haas team, tight and twisty like a go-kart track, a lap of Hungaroring. So, they're all doing it, huh? Introduce us to your F1. I gotta get back to 2020 right away. Hungaroring, Bastion 87, doing some driving videos of it, and that's it. So their update. What was their update? F1 2020 patch notes. Xbox only. Alright. 103 has been released. Fixed a crash when using Schumacher or RaceNet items going into my team. Reduce the penalties given. Blah, blah. So, then they have some PS4. Oh, they didn't mention that. PS4 only version. And what about us? There will be no 1.04 on Steam, Xbox One, or Stadia. So that was the PS4 104 patch. Anyway, there you go. How to kiss the apexes. On the tracks I know. eNASCAR Heat Pro League goes green on Rev TV Canada. So, Canadian fans, you can now watch the NASCAR Heat Pro League on TV. Nonetheless. Starting Monday, July 20th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Highlights the first 2 rounds at Virtual Homestead Miami and Watkins Glen. With success, Rev TV has already aired Road to Indy, Mazda MX-5 Cup, the Virtual 24 Hours of Le Mans, Virtual 2020 Race of Champions, and the eNASCAR Heat Pro League is a welcome addition to our commitment to bring new racing content to our loyal viewers during this unique time. So, still as a result of the goings-on. Tourette's kicking in? Are my Tourette's kicking in? Man, I was playing ACC just yesterday. I'm going to talk about it in a minute. And it just blows my mind how much it is not the same game. Even though it is the exact same game. It is the exact same game that you would never accuse of being the same game at all. NASCAR Heat. So, this was yesterday. Yesterday was the next round. Round 11 of 12 of the eNASCAR Heat regular season. Round 3 out of 4 in segment 3 of 3. That's NASCAR math. How do NASCAR fans keep up with the math of current NASCAR? I'm sorry. That was really a horrible thing to say. I'm sorry. Oh, bad, Shaun. I should have to do push-ups for that. All right. Before tonight's NASCAR heat race at Road America, let's get to know the RCR eSport drivers. Great. That's great. Pressure is on NASCAR Heat Pro League. Qualifying results. Buttafuoco, Zader, Walker on the Xbox. Arnold, Gornick, and Castro on the PS4. Let's take a look back. No, live now. This is the race. This is the race. This is the race. And with 31 points in the championship, all Josh Parker has to do is win segment 3. Is turn it up next week. There you go. Team standings. Josh Parker talking about it. Buttafuoco talking about it. Castro talking about it. My good buddy Slade Grab It talking about it. And that's it. Forza. Real small little piece of news out of Forza. By the way, if you're on YouTube or if you need the link to anything we're talking about, it's all in the description of the show on YouTube. That is one of the advantages. There are a couple of little perks on the YouTube side if you're watching on YouTube at the Simpit on YouTube. Like the links to all the descriptions. You get to see the thumbnail, push-up cam. And there are a few little advantages to being on Twitch. Simpit Live on Twitch. Well, you got the pre and the post show. You've got the other changes in cameras if we're going to do things like that. And, of course, it's a little more raw up there on Twitch at times. So, anyway, just letting you know about the both channels. But Forza support. They're aware of multiplayer issues in both Forza Horizon 4 and Motorsport 7. Teams are looking into it, and we'll update when we have more information. That was posted on Wednesday, and no word yet on if they've resolved anything that I've seen. So, get to it. Get to it, Forza. Turn 10. What else? What else? Update notice on Gran Turismo Sport. Big dog! What up, Gretel? I'm catching up with your chat. All right. Gruntle, I am not. I didn't. No, I'm not. Anyone else running the 6 hour Daytona tomorrow? Oh, I saw something about the new IROC series. Dennis, I didn't realize it was Stewart and Abraham behind it. Heiko. Correction to anybody who's part of our Simpit patron group. I did get it right in the actual details of the race, but in my message I told everyone that the patron trophy race, patron appreciation trophy race is going to be on Saturday the 35th of July. I meant Saturday the 25th. That's in a week from tomorrow. Fat fingers. Update notice July 16th for Gran Turismo Sport. The following items are part of the latest update for Gran Turismo Sport. Main features implemented livery editor. The Pilot Sport logo from Michelin's high performance tires is now available. What about the Simpit logo, guys? To access the new sticker, select wheel and tire sticker, standard sticker in the livery editor. Cool. Balance adjustments, slipstring, setting the reel, various other issues have been addressed. So they continue to update that sim. Also, online penalty adjustment. Check this out. On July 16th, adjustments have been made to the system issuing penalties in the sport mode and lobbies of Gran Turismo Sport. The details are as follows. Penalties. The penalty judgment algorithm in regards to light contact and collisions between cars during online races has been adjusted. Thank you for your continued support, and please enjoy Gran Turismo Sport. Volusia. I've been to Volusia once. Alright. Gran Turismo Sport. So, GT7's coming. That's a big deal. Drakensteins, thank you for following. Welcome. Welcome to the crew. Welcome to the machine. I'm going to get that queued up in the near future. Gran Turismo GT7 is coming. Their little post here on Wednesday is kind of cute. Which car would you be most hyped to see in GT7? So my big question, what are you guys looking forward to most about GT7? Is it a car? Is it a track? Is it the PS5? What car do you most want to see in GT7? Are you pumped? Do you not care? Are you meh? I'm excited. Gran Turismo is the most important sim in all of sim racing. So when a new generation of GT7 comes, I'm super duper happy. I do not think so, Neo. So, alright, what else? Big battle. Clash of the Titans from Gran Turismo. Find out what went down between Tom Brooks-Combs and Jimmy Broadbent faced off in Road Car versus Formula 1 Car Challenge. Alright, there you go. Tweeted it again. And anything else? Scapes. That's it from Gran Turismo. You'll find that. If you want to check out the battle between those two, you'll find that on the Gran Turismo Twitter page. Link is in the description here at YouTube. An actual career mode, yes. Anybody wanting the Drivatar, is that what they called it? Where you'd hire a fake driver and make them race? So we used to at Inside Sim Racing, the studio, we would actually, on our big screen, we would actually fire up like a 8-hour race with our computer drivers driving the ranks, and we'd put that on the TV as background. A little bit of audio, a little bit of visual, and instead of watching anything, yeah, we would have our Drivatars running laps while we were working. Neophyte, I can sell you an impact gun. I got some tools I don't need anymore. I've got a Ingersoll Rand, the high impact plastic one, 1/4 inch. No, I mean 3/8. B-Spec mode. Thank you, Billy. B-Spec mode. Anybody want to buy a big old giant snap-on toolbox? We already talked Scape. So that's everything. Race Room. What else? Race Room. After months of waiting, the ADAC GT Master Esport Championship 2020 finally starts. Can you battle your way into the most competitive field we've ever seen in Race Room? More than 28 guest starter seats are free to grab. Enter now. Race Room Championships. €80,000 prize pool. S2000 GT1 car. From Gran Turismo 3. Awesome. Bring back the car wash from GT3. Yes. Rat rod mower. Superstock. That is one of the things that makes Gran Turismo so special. You know, when I make statements as grandiose as GT is the most important sim there is, you know, they have done a great job of not feeling the demand to rush to presses with a new sim every year. They hold out long enough. I mean, I feel like Kaz's approach is that they're not going to release a title until they have something significantly different enough to make it worthwhile. They've continued to support, like when people, when we say, you know, iRacing does the best support of their title, it's like, yeah, well, I mean, but again, if you just, Gran Turismo does a great job of supporting their title and they do it for free. They're the best. That's why. Yeah, oil changes worth 70 horsepower. There you go. You know, GT7. Let's just cross our fingers. I think it could be great. I think it could be good. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to see it on a PC. I think that's something they stay away from because that's Microsoft's world. That's Xbox's game plan. the options, grind the miles, or buy it. All right, when we were earlier on the pre-show, I was talking to the guys on our Twitch stream, and one of the things I was talking about is when I prepare this show in the morning, I have a browser with 30 tabs. I don't know the exact number. You know, iRacing, Race Room, Gran Turismo, Forza, the works, right? All the companies that I want to keep on my radar. If there are suggestions, if there are companies you think that I haven't been showing, I got an email saying, hey, you never really talk about Test Drive Unlimited, right? Well, okay, you're right, I don't. Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown Edition is the next version. We don't know the release date, but I put it on my radar today to make sure that the next time some news comes out of them, I will be on top of it. I noticed that I wasn't following Feel VR, even though we haven't heard much, we might. So I want to put them on my radar. Another suggestion was a game called Pure Rock Crawling. Now, they're an early access game, and I put them on my radar as well. Next time they do an update, and it looks like they did an update back on July 2nd, June 25th, these guys are working on the title. It's got to be getting better. We're going to put those on the radar. If there are suggestions, things you think I don't cover and think I should, please type it in right now. Put in some exclamation marks so I see it and I'll write it down. Or send me an email, Shaun, S-H-A-U-N, at thesimpit.com. And I'd be thrilled to take your suggestions and put them onto our list, just so you know. With that, I want to give a few pats on the back and a few congratulations. This here is a picture of Kevin Siggy. If you don't know Kevin Siggy, he is one of the, hands down, one of the best sim racers on planet Earth. I actually broadcast a series way back when where he was one of the better drivers in it. But what he is holding there is his trophy from the stay-at-home ABB Formula E race, Race at Home. And that is the trophy he got for being the champion in that series and league, if you want to call it that. Euro Truck Sim. Okay, hold on. I agree. I occasionally mention it because people send it in, but I'm going to put it on my and ATS as well, obviously. Just checking any other suggestions. Taxi Simulator. Dave, are you messing with me? I have not, Cranky. I need to, but I looked it up. I didn't buy it, and I should have. And then I got distracted with work that I was behind on and decided I didn't have time to play. I haven't had a break in a little while. Get Ziggy with it. Kevin Ziggy. Anyway, yeah, isn't that a great-looking trophy? That's a great-looking trophy right there. I should try to 3D print that. Something like it for our next race. I should copy that trophy for our next inspiration, don't you think? In addition to that, another champion. Now we're getting closer to home. Now we're talking about Mitchie Hoyer. Friend, family, crew member, Mitchie Hoyer. Mitchie he is sitting there with his winning trophy from the GT Challenge Season 1 Championship on R-Factor 2 that he just won. So congratulations to Mitchie Hoyer, who is now, that trophy was 3D printed. I just need to find a Formula E type drawing. I need to find a car model. I did something similar. It didn't come out as good as this one though. I'll have to get a better drawing next time. Mitchie Hoyer, I was talking to him just this morning, and he was telling me that he's actually been kind of taking a step back from sim racing, taking a little bit break, a little hiatus, and that's usually good when you get to a certain fatigue point. But he actually was like, did you see my video on fitness and sim racing? And I said, no, I didn't. But I don't know if Mitchie even knows. You know, this is something I think about all the time. And hopefully a video like this will be the video to get me on my bike and back to. I firmly believe that fitness does contribute to sim racing. Now, that doesn't mean that if you're unfit, you won't be as good. But if you want to improve your own individual skills, I do believe that fitness does pay off. So here's a video at Mitchie Hoyer Sim Racing on YouTube. and he is telling you his exact thoughts on sim racing and as an esport, and how fitness contributes to your performance in sim racing. So you're going to want to check that out. We'll probably import that video over to the Simpit channel, but you can find it at Mitchie Hoyer right now. It certainly is not going to hurt, right? It helps concentration. That's the thing, super stock. I firmly believe that it helps concentration. I think that being fit, it's not being fit helps your reaction time, but the act of getting fit helps your reaction time. I don't know the exact performance of a 27, Lee. There might be people in our audience here who can answer that question better. Earlier, someone asked buy a 2080 Ti now or wait for a 3080 Ti, and we had differing opinions. Some said wait, and in my case, I said wait and then buy the cheaper card because it'll go down in price. An RTX 2070, I believe, is a super fine card, but I don't know. I'm not a card expert. No, I'm going to get it right, Super Stock. Super Talks. Yes, Brian, it helps with your mood and your confidence. Helps your sleep, too, which is one of my problems right now. Helps your brain, creates the right kind of chemical balances, all those kind of thing. Less toxins, yes, yes. Less fatigue. Let's face it, if the more fit you are, the less like lactic acid buildup and stuff. You're gonna have better blood flow, and that's gonna help you sit in the rig better even. Yeah, that's a different kind of workout, isn't it? I just heard my print finish. It makes a very distinct sound when it's done. Okay, what else? So yesterday, I put out a video here on Simpit Live on Twitch, or there, I should say. Simpit Live on Twitch. And, damn, my cameras do look exceptionally good now. I am very impressed with the quality of our stream, I must say. I'm going to pat myself on the back. Yesterday, I did a stream testing out the new content, the GT4 pack for Assetto Corsa Competizione. I got through 8 of the 11 car makes, went through 8 different tracks, just throwing it into a race, running around, crashing and banging a little bit just to see. Wow, look at that stream. Again, I put a lot of time, energy, and I dare even say money into upgrading the quality of our streams. And that right there looks about as good as any stream I've ever seen, I must say. I really must say. So, good for me. Check that out, though. You want to see, hear, feel, smell, hear me talk about the GT4 content. 8 of the 11 car models were covered, and you can check it out there on Simpit Live from yesterday's video. In addition to that, what's going on this weekend for the Simpit? Thank you, Dave Flair. We got a lot going on. We have a lot going on between now and Sunday night. Number 1, tonight, Friday, Watkins Glen International, Lashel. The Simpit Oval Series, the boys from the Simpit Oval Series will be back on the road again. Oh, you're killing me with this, Mark. Watkins Glen, the nightmare that will be Watkins Glen tonight. Anyway, we'll see if everybody can handle that combination better than last 2 weeks ago at Sonoma, where we heard a lot of complaining, maybe me leading the bandwagon during the race. Hopefully, I'll be better. Hopefully, everybody will be better. Watkins Glen tonight, 6 o'clock is when we'll be practicing. 7 o'clock is race time. I will be live, Simpit Live on Twitch, 6 o'clock covering practice and that race. So far in the series, after 2 events, Mark Michkowski is leading in the points with 82 over David Clymer. David, I've got more wheels than the Pope Clymer, 81 points. And Anthony Batman Morano Jr. Look at all 3 have nicknames. Mark Brett Favre Michkowski. David, I got more wheels than the Pope Clymer. And Anthony Batman Morano Jr. in 3rd with 80 points. 1 point between our top 3 drivers. I find myself all the way back in 8th, unfortunately. So that's tonight at 6. Tomorrow morning at 10 on the Simpit at YouTube, right here at YouTube, we will be doing 3 wide. So last week we did not get to do a 3 wide. I haven't heard from Amir. Amir, I sure hope you have a computer and you're ready. It should be me and Devin. Devin's out of town. I haven't heard from Devin. I hope he may. It could be me all alone. I would have to postpone such a thing. Tomorrow morning is supposed to be 3 wide at 10 a.m. I have not talked to my partners Amir or Assad or Devin Booth in days, so hopefully we're on for that, but that should be going on tomorrow at 10. Tomorrow on Simpit Live on Twitch at 4 o'clock, I will be racing in our practice race for the Simpit Patron Appreciation Trophy Race. That will be at 4 o'clock practice, 5 o'clock race. And that is practicing for the actual trophy race, which will be in 1 week, next Saturday at 10 a.m. And me and Devin will be doing the announcing with the guys doing the racing for the actual trophy. I won't be in the trophy race. I'll be announcing, but in tomorrow's fun practice race, I will be there. During the stream tomorrow, I'll give the password out for tomorrow's race. Anyone and everyone can join us for the fun, but next week's trophy race will be limited to patron members only. All right? Sunday at, what time do we do this one? 10 a.m.? Sunday at 10 a.m. is the Simpit GT3 Championship. 10 a.m. is our practice. 11 a.m. is race time. We will be Simpit Live for that one as well. Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. I will be back in Dubzilla, the BMW Snake painted by Stan Donnet. So that is coming up Sunday. That's everything we got going on over the next few days. You think climbing in Merman? I'm not sure about that. Yes, that's all Pacific time. All the times I just gave you are Pacific, West Coast, United States time. I'm trying to get a swig of coffee. We'll do Simrigs, and then we're going to call it a show. All right. Simrigs. Let's talk Simrigs. Oh, nope. Patron. So I kept saying patron appreciation race. If you'd like more information on patron team, just go to patron.com, the Simpit, and you can find out all of our various support tiers and have access to some special privileges within our Discord chat, be able to take advantages in certain events. Yes, that is Faceless. That is the clean-shaven version of Shaun, which has been me most of my life. All right. Check out this rig. He wants you to rate it. This is on Reddit. This is posted by DeVito. What do you think? Are those actually CRTs? That actually looks like CRT monitors almost. Anyway, promise I'll never do that again. Never go clean shaven again? You're not big on the clean shaven version, huh? Projection TVs. Thank you for that, Dave Blair. Anyway, what do you think of the rig? I love when people grab a console from a wrecked car and stick it in their sim rig. And look at the way he integrated a real wheel. Does this work? It's all on casters, by the way. Did you notice this? So, cool post. Speaking of center console, this guy even did, or speaking of dash and center is this like a 3D printed dash? That doesn't look like it's out of a real car. None of this looks like it's out of a real car, by the way. But look what a great job this guy did. And this is all using Logitech wheel. We talk about what do you need? This is a great looking rig right here. You need a bigger monitor, buddy. That's all you need. Oh, right on. FGT, that's a great rig. That's a great rig for the money, Lee. 93 Dodge Dash. I don't know. It looks 3D printed to me. I'm going to have to print that. They're heavy TVs. Those are heavy TVs. All right. What else? Look at this. I love this. There are a few things I love about this one. SimOrdy posted this. Things got out of hand. So it started as a play seat with a Fanatic 2.5 base. Has now, and a single screen, has now evolved into what? A P1 chassis, a podium base, Husingveld pedals, and some really slick looking monitors. That looks slick the way he did his 4 monitors. Very well placed, very tight. I'm very impressed. And obviously he does some streaming because he's got a pretty elaborate and expensive microphone and camera set up. See the DSLR in the background? So this was posted by Simordi. Don't know him. Anyone know who he is? He's a streamer. Anybody know who that one is? Looked like a real dash just cleaned up. Yeah, you can get, I mean, we used to do an operating dash stuff quite a while ago even. It's even easier now. Yeah, we could get working gauges on that, no problem. Junkyard dash cutout. Yes, there is a band on Spotify called Skyline Red. You should check it out. Check this out. Total Simulator Accelerator, the PVC rig. With the same kind of chair. What's this thing with the new chunk chair? I'm blown away how many of these 3 slab of wood chairs we're seeing. But anyway, PVC cockpit project by Dr. Patata. Patata. We have more pics. That looks pretty good. I will say that looks pretty slick. See his phone on the wheel there? Yeah, you climb into that one, don't you? You really do climb in. And then finally this one, just because we were looking at all these full elaborate rigs, let's get back to the basics. Again, do you need DD wheels? Do you need super elaborate rigs? No. No, you don't. What do you need? You need a wheel that you can bolt to your desk. You need a monitor. And you're racing. That's it. Anyway, I like the lighting. RGB. No RGB, no buy. This was posted by Dopey Out. What is that? Oh, those are tops. Is that like a magnetic base that'll make the top spin forever? What is that? Why? Anybody know what? Why does he have 6 different tops? That reminds me of that movie, the Dream movie. Desk toys. Does he have other desk toys? So he's got the Ferrari rim. He's got something going on over here on his laptop. T300. Or is that T150? That's a T300. Fanatic pedals hidden away down there. Yep, yep. Inception, that's it. That's it. There are tons of them. So does that little pad make it... He's a collector of boring things. There's his art. Alright. Enough of that. Enough of that. I think we've covered everything, you guys. Really been a fun show. Thank you all. Thank you for being here on a great Friday. I hope you all have a great weekend. Get out there. Be safe, of course. Get out there, do some sim racing. No other way to stay safer than staying at home and sim racing. So, anyway, that is going to do it for today's show. Thank you all for being here. You made it a great show. Tune in tonight for our Oval Series race. Tune in tomorrow morning for 3 Wide. Tune in tomorrow afternoon for our patron practice race. Tune in Sunday for our GT3 series. And most of all, get out there, do some sim racing. This is the Simpit. I'm Shaun Cole. And I'm Shaun Cole, and I'll see you on the track.